I don't know if we should laugh at this or cry, but this is absurd to the next degree. Listen in and see how a journalist who's supposed to have some power of expression, power of wisdom is, wow, I don't even know what to say. Listen in, and I'll share with you on the other side.
They believe that terms of ceasefire have been breached. They're not going to release any more hostages. Donald Trump has said all the hostages out by 12 on Saturday. We think he means midday. All the hostages, not just the next 3, all the hostages out, or all hell breaks loose. He said that's what he would do. He's been backing Israel. Do you think that would focus minds? I mean, there's no reason why Hamas couldn't release all of the hostages on Saturday, could there? I mean, all of them. Is there any argument that you, as someone who desperately cares about innocent people, those hostages are innocent people, are they not? Is there any reason why Hamas couldn't and shouldn't release them all?
Once the hostages go, and every act of kindness that has been shown to Israel has just been backlash.
Sorry, every act of kindness?
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Every act of... What were the acts? Do tell me what the acts of kindness were. The pitcher bread once every 3 days for those men kept in a tunnel for 16 months? How generous, how kind.
And you're focusing on the 3 men.
Oh, silly me.
If we look at the women.
Oh, you're going to go there. You're going to go there. Didn't they look well and healthy, Yvonne? Didn't they look well? They must have had a wonderful time at that holiday camp that Hamas ran for them for the last 16 months. When you were held captive, when you were held hostage by the Taliban, you were fed. You had cigarettes. You were looked after. You weren't in fear for your life. Those women, those men, the children, the elderly, the sick, they lived every day.
I would be in an Israeli prison, that's for sure.
Absolute abject nonsense.
We've had a doctor who was raped to death, and then the Israelis called it self-defense. When did rape become self-defense?
Well, yeah, you tell me. Let's ask your friends in Hamas, Yvonne. I'm not saying there aren't atrocities committed by some Israeli forces, and some of them end up in court, and rightly so, and they should all end up in court. I'm not defending any atrocities that are committed by any side. I want to know, what were the acts of kindness that Hamas did that have been thrown back in their face by Israel? What were those acts of kindness?
Well, they gave them goodie bags. I don't know what was in them, but they gave them gifts. They gave them little mementos, Palestinian mementos.
The acts of kindness from your hostage taker, from the man who's kidnapped you and terrified you and starved you for months. Yvonne, what's happened to you? What has happened to you?
What's happened to me, Julia, I have watched day in, day out pictures of children being blown to shreds.
Do you know who put those out?
American and British bombs. I have watched war crimes being committed.
You know who put you know who puts those images out? Hamas. You know why we never see images of Hamas fighters being blown up? Because Hamas don't allow those out. Who put those children, who put those innocent people in harm's way? Hamas.
Oh, that's ridiculous, Julia.
That's ridiculous. They went into Israel to massacre innocent people and they took hostages. Were they surprised that Israel struck back and wanted their hostages back? No, of course they weren't. They knew what would happen. They brought down that.
Wow. If you lasted through that, I'm trying to figure out, what is it? Is this just pure evil? That a person wants to believe what they want. This is the idea in Kabbalistic mystical teachings of will, ratzon in Hebrew, of that when you have a strong will, that this is what you want, you see nothing else, you're blinded. You want what you want. It doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter what your intelligence tells you. This is what you want. She wants to believe the Hamas are good people. Why she wants that, I don't know. What the sympathy is, I'm not certain. It's not because she saw children being blown up that's why she feels, Hamas is good. Or maybe. I don't. The truth is, I'm flabbergasted. Such evil has to be called out. And it was an excellent job in calling out the evil here of this so-called journalist. And it's important that these people show their true colors and that we divulge it on social media and whatever media in whatever manner that we can. So what do we take out from this? There's an important teachings from the founder of the Hasidic movement, the Baal Shem Tov, that whatever we see, whatever we hear, has to be a lesson in life and how we become better people. We grow. So to point a finger at this Yvonne and that, something wrong with her, something very wrong with her, that's easy. And that's even a cop-out on some level. It's very easy to laugh at her and to cry that there's such people. But for me, what do I take home with that? The more you're going to see that, the more you're going to get down on life, the more you're going to feel, it's a crazy world. But I, in spite of such people, choose to see that this world is not a jungle. It's not a crazy place. Are there people who act like they're in a jungle and they're crazy? Absolutely. But this is God's world and it's God's garden. And I'm here with a purpose, as you are here with a purpose, to tend to God's garden and to pull out the weeds. Like someone like Yvonne, you have to pull out the weeds in order to allow healthy growth of a flourishing, beautiful garden. So in our lives, sometimes we have to pull out the weeds. We have to call out the evil. But we're not here to pull out weeds. We're not here to pull out and to just point a finger at the evils that are perpetrated. We're here to make this world a better place, to make life grow, to help people to grow and to be better people, to be more divine people, to rise above the human condition and not to be self-absorbed and self-centered and self-directed. Even the concept of self-fulfillment is just filling yourself with more. That's what we're here for. God made us custodian of this world. We have to do what God needs from us to change this world for good. Yes, pull out the weeds, stamp out the evil, but that's not sufficient. We have to come together, do acts of goodness and kindness to each other. Non-Jews have 7 Noahide universal laws of all mankind, as the Torah dictates. The Jewish people have 613 commandments that we are obliged, not just obliged, but we get to fulfill to make this world a better place, make this world aligned with the divine purpose that God created it for. And together, we will do that. Together, we won't allow the foolish people, evil people, to rail us in to that foolishness. We're going to stay on target. I invite you to join me daily, to get a little taste of what it means to be aligned with the divine purpose that you were created for. Every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I give a daily class on Tanya, Jewish mystical Kabbalistic teachings that are there to empower you, to give you mastery over your life. Your life will be a truly meaningful one that changes you and the world for good. Every day, Mondays through Fridays, 9:30 a.m., live, Eastern Standard Time. Please join me.